Parenting skills for the real world. Self-evaluation versus judgment. So to define self-evaluation, we'll be looking at your progress, development, and learning to determine what has improved and what areas still need improvement. Self-evaluation. You're not constantly going to friends and family and spouse and your kids to validate yourself. This is you. Whether you write it down in a journal, you do it mentally, whatever you need to do. It usually involves comparing a before situation with the current situation. I keep like to show you the progress that you're making. How many carrying habits have you been adding today? Even if you're adding one carrying habit in your thoughts, you're making progress because you weren't doing that before you started this program. So it's really, really important. And this is not something that we're just genetically designed to do. We have to use this as a cognitive behavior technique and understand that we are third world creatures in a first world society. This is so important to ourselves. We beat ourselves up over our third world genetic programming, but we are in a first world society. But again, our brain is malleable, our actions are malleable, our thinking is malleable, but we can't do any of that if we're not aware. And guess what? You're officially aware right now. So that's amazing. So let's move on to judgment. We'll define it as judgmental, having or displaying an excessively critical point of view. I don't like to sound judgmental, but it was a big mistake. Yeah, it's kind of like saying, hey, no offense, but, and then usually anything they say after is incredibly offensive. Oh, thanks for that little waiver right before you said that. Thanks, I appreciate it. Throw out those synonyms. Look at that. Critical, disapproving, hypercritical. Nice. Why are we judgmental? Why are we judgmental to others, and why are we judgmental towards ourselves? Again, going back to we're third world creatures in a first world society. This is actually a very important part of our genetic programming. And we are the creatures of our ancestors. So we are the offspring of the most judgmental people in the world. Why? Because it helped them survive. Huh? Okay, there's a great example. Okay, if I'm walking along in the forest, you know, back in the olden days, like 10 centuries ago or 20 centuries ago, and I come across some berries, and I'm not sure if I want to eat them, but I'm hungry. So my friend eats the berries and immediately dies. Oh, yikes. So I need to go around and tell everybody that these berries are deadly, and I'm also learning, hey, I need to use caution before I just, eat any berries that I see. Maybe there's a few people in the tribe that you want to take one for the team and have them try the berries before you do. I don't know. This is a whole nother world. Third world society is a little different than first world society. I'm not saying any judgments. This is just how we got here. And again, and this is also why we complain or criticize, because the people who survived were the ones who made it very clear and remembered which berries were the bad berries. And so we went around and told all of our loved ones the negative information. These berries are bad, don't eat them. These berries are bad, don't eat them. These berries are bad, don't eat them. So that is a normal thing to complain or be critical and also be judgmental, because being judgmental in a negative way also helped us survive. When we see a ferocious lion out on the savannah and we're not like, oh, a kitty, let me pet the kitty. Oh, kitty. The person who did that got ate by the lion. I'm sure there were a few, but the judgmental person who was like, that's probably bad, bad, I'm judgmental. Well, they survived, It was those naturally really non-judgmental, non-complaining people. They got eaten by the lions. They got picked off from the herd pretty fast. So it's not excusing our behavior by saying we are the ancestors of people who have genetics that were complainers, whiners, gripers, judgmental people, and overall just a bunch of negative Nellies. We're not going to excuse our behavior. But it helps us understand and not beat ourselves up when we are naturally doing that. We are naturally judgmental. We naturally use the destructive habits. They've been around for centuries. So doing this takes time. It takes effort. You really have to keep trying. Again, an Olympic gold medalist doesn't go to the gym and exercise one time and gets the gold medal. No human being that I have found does zero amount of exercise and overall has good health their whole life. Please show me the anomaly. I would love to see that YouTube video. Self-evaluation prompts. These are cognitive behavior techniques. We need to have stuff in our pockets. So, what habits do you maintain in your relationship with yourself? It all starts with you, okay? If I'm in a cranky mood, that is the worst day behaviorally I will ever have in my classroom. I bring that and pass that on to the kids. I actually will go out of my way if I'm having let's call it a lunar moon PMS moment. I'm going to take the day off. I'm not going to go there and spread that crankiness. Or if I'm just not feeling good, I'm going to be aware of that because that has a profound effect on the people around me. And it can start to become less of an anomaly and an everyday occurrence. How do you maintain your relationship with others? What habits are you using? Not just your kids, all the relationships that are important to you or even not important to you that your kids see because you are a role model. So what habits do you maintain? Are you adding the caring habits? This is an okay moment to think about, particular habits that you use more often with the destructive habits. So again, just be aware when you're using the destructive habits. And every time you see yourself doing one destructive habit and you catch yourself, do what you can to genuinely add at least 2 caring habits into your thoughts, and if not, genuinely be able to express it to somebody. You feel yourself nagging or griping or complaining, and you're just cranky, and you kind of look and you're like, you know what? I am so sorry. I am super cranky today. I appreciate you for being in my life and totally putting up with the naginator today. I apologize, and I can't even tell you how much I appreciate having you in my life. Okay, that's how I would say it. That is genuinely how I would talk to somebody that I care about. However, you need to find a way that works for you, because if it's not genuine, most of the people in your life are going to be like, not quite buying it. It needs to come from the heart. Another self-evaluation prompt. What habits do you use trying to control a close relationship? Man, especially with parenting, guess what? What's our biggest fear? Our children dying. And don't they do all sorts of stuff that could get them killed? Yes. Get away from the berries. Oh, those are not the good berries. Those are the bad berries. Oh, and then they're going to drive, and then they're going to go off and leave the house and do all the things that you did. Interesting. So, it's terrifying, yes. We try to control the people we love the most because we're afraid of losing them. The problem is, the more we attempt to control them, the more we damage our relationship and actually create a self-fulfilling prophecy of having those people either leave us or pull away or have our relationship become damaged beyond repair because we're trying to control. The bottom line is, unless you use physical restraint, you can't control somebody. It just doesn't happen. And the more you try, again, the more someone rebels against it. So the only person you can control is yourself, your thoughts, and your actions. So some of these are habits we use knowingly. Like, you have no problem giving your kid a guilt trip so that they'll wear that ugly dress your mom bought them for Christmas. Yeah, because you don't want to hear it from your mom. So you make your kid feel guilty so that they'll wear that nasty dress that your mom gave them. Well, that's your battle. But, those are just some of those things that you're making yourself crazy. And I've listened to parents go on and on and on about, well, my kid wouldn't wear this one outfit this morning. Okay, well, the other outfit wasn't violating school dress code. Yeah, but I wanted them to wear this. This is the one I got them. And my mother-in-law bought them the other one. I hate that outfit. Wow, that's a little bit of something to be very aware of, because you're unknowingly doing a lot of stuff too. And the more you bring awareness to it, the more you will pick your battles. Realize these are personal preferences and just mind your own business on a lot of things. Your job as a parent is to teach your child to live an independent life without needing you. The more they can do, the more you can show them how to do things, the more they will be able to be independent, and they will want to be in your life instead of need to be in your life. Another self-evaluation prompt. How is what you are doing currently helping to gain the relationship you desire? What relationship do you want with each person that is not so great in your life? Is what you're doing helping, or is it distinctly not helping? I work in a world where I am obligated to be using techniques that improve behavior. If they do not, after a specific period of time, then I am ethically obligated to change or find another way, come back with the data, sit down with everybody and say, you know what, we thought that this was an attention-seeking behavior, so we were planning, we call it planned ignoring. So when the child does this, we're going to ignore, and we might give one prompt of, oh, this is not okay. If you do this, I'm going to ignore you, etc. Well, it's not working. We've tried it for 2 months. It's just not working. So possibly this wasn't attention seeking. We thought we knew what it was about. It isn't. So we have to make a change. I have so many different techniques that I use, and they're so unique to the child that I'm using, and I understand that other staff members within the program that I have created are going to use different techniques, and I give them the space and the freedom to do that, you know, so that these children have lots of different adults working with them in different ways, and that helps them generalize and be able to adapt easily. But the main thing is whatever is being done, is it helping to improve the relationship and improve that child's behavior? Remember, focus on adding the positive. Nature pours the vacuum. It's easier to add a caring habit. And you've probably beaten your head against the wall thinking, okay, she keeps saying this, but it's important to find a way in a cognitive behavior technique to remind yourself to do it daily. Add at least one caring habit every single day, and find a way, whether it's a reminder on your phone or a piece of paper stuck to your mirror, or a recording that you listen to in the car, whatever it is that works for you. Because the important thing is, people often say that motivation doesn't last. You might have started this parenting course and you were so motivated, and then after 2 weeks the motivation's starting to wane. But remember, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Yes, it's important to do important things daily, and it is the little things. Just adding a caring habit. It seems so little, but it's very, very important.